Hi, welcome to the side menu video 4. I'm Mr. Sissoko. We will start again with a few techniques to show you how to manipulate tables, forms, data source, many others problem you may be facing on your application. For the first time, I think we go to multiple table in one to reduce effort on building database application. What mean multiple table in one? Example, I have a table here called contact. Okay, for the contact, as you see, the contact name are here. All the fields are the same. If I want a customer, the customer field has ID, supplier has ID, and customer has a reference number like a customer code or client code. They both have name. They both need a picture. We need picture of both customer and supplier in our database. They both maybe have company. Okay, maybe only the customer have no company, but all the supplier have company. Address, they both have address. So why we be creating a table called supplier TBL and customer TBL? That is a problem. So we will be facing two tables. So if we want to create a report of something, we need also two type of report, two type of forms. So several problems coming. So you may be facing hours and hours building the same form, but the similarity is just a few. The note ester, that means you can type something like a note. Okay, the photo ester, like a picture. The first one, sorry, it was phone ester, phone number. Both have phone number. The optim now is the single field to make the difference. If it is 0, that means it is a supplier. If it is 1, is a customer, right? So supplier and customer. If I go to design view of this table, as you see, supplier, I put in a comment here, supplier is 0 on the optim, customer is 1. So that means we have simple, we create a form. With that form, we simply set the optim of the form. So we will be saving this value to the to the table, right? So that's why we cannot create two tables. We simply create one table. With this optim, we can make a difference. Like we have other employee who are not logging to our system, but they are in the company, so they also may be option optim 2 to make a difference. Supplier is 0, customer is 1, and employee is 2, and other people is 4. You can make any number on this optim is the single until 3000 something. So this is a flexible design to be able to manage those entities easily, right? To be able to make the database reliable and with a few effort. That is the point, and it is fast to display information. If it is one table compared to two tables, you need a SQL to combine whatever. So I think from my experience of dozens, more than 20 years, I think, in Access, I think this technique is very important. It saved me a lot of time during those 20 years. So I'm using it a lot, this technique. Okay, so the same technique here also we applied in the stock in-out table. Like you have a company, you receive a goods from supplier. So if you wanted to sell the goods also, so all the information may be the same again. the item code, quantity, price, description. The receiving table and the sell table are the same exactly, almost no difference. So here, as you see, I don't have also a field called customer or supplier. Since my customer and supplier are only in the contact table, I have linked the ID of the contact table to see both customer and supplier in this table. So if it is this opt in out option also is like the opt dim in this field contact table here. So this in out opt, that mean 0, it mean you receive the goods, 1, it mean you sell out the goods. So it's very simple. Conf is also important. The conf makes something clear while you are in the network, like your database is shared by dozens of people. You may enter in a problem because few users may be saving data, maybe writing data before they even confirm the data. You run a sum, a dsum, to select the sum of all those quantity of the product. Item 1, 2, 3, 5, you make a sum, so you get this one. But with this confirmation, if anything is a 0, you can tell your sum to do not calculate the 0, just calculate the one confirm, the one they saved, they clicked confirm, because the order may be suspended or did not check very well or something like that. So that's why you need this confirm field in the network. And then if like the information is incomplete, it will remain 0 like here. If the confirm is 0, that means the information is under process, didn't terminate yet, or someone should be confirming this information, didn't do it at the time. So your sum of the stock will not calculate that information because it has a confirm value to 0. So if the confirm is 1, that means it's confirmed. If the confirm value is 2, that means that specific line is cancelled. Example, if I received 500 here of B1 biscuit, then I sell out of 150. Let's say it's a mistake, it is 15 now, not 150. So I should not let the user modify this 150 to 15. That is a problem in a database. You should let the admin or the person cancel that line and create a new line with the 15, so everybody will see that day, that time, someone make a mistake by typing 150, but they cancel it. So you should not allow anyone to cancel or to change quantity or amount in your database, such as trading database or stock management. It is a problem because someone may be changing things, no one will know about it. So that's why we don't allow changing value, quantity, or order price without deleting, without telling the confirmation field that you are to no more count by the system. The system will ignore this line of data. So this is the way we design tables to combine them, making one table. As you see, to do this job, many people creating 4 to 5 tables to make this job done, but we simply make 2 tables for 4 entities: the contact and the stock in out. For the item, the item is simple. There is only one table for the item, in price, category, stock, lower, not, and so on. So the price also is here in out. So we can combine those information to make the stock automatic. Okay, like sorry, let me show you the way we do with the second point. The second point is data macro. People are typing so many code behind a form or report to calculate the stock, or maybe a kind of SQL, or a kind of filter to know the inventory, or creating a middle query to do that. So we do that with the data macro. Data macro is something in access table which is directly calculated, and then the fairness of data macro is very low. Like in the banking system, if you type the code to send information to the server which is sitting in another building, so there may be a problem. The information will not arrive to the server, or the part of the information arrived to the server and the other part lost. So to make access more reliable with those data, so you need to place the data, I mean to save the data, to save those manipulation, code manipulation, the maximum into data macro. That will reduce, because if you say stock be updated from stock in out table, so the stock table will not travel to another building to find the stock in out table, because they are all in the same machine, in the same hard disk, in the same folder. So there is no fairness for stock table to contact stock in out table in that folder. That's why it's more reliable. So to see whether it's more reliable, you see this application syslog here, it contains any information. If you are using data macro and one of the data macro failed to run, it will come to this table here. You should check. I checked before on a network database with multiple users. They inserted more than million record without any single fairness with the data macro. That's why it is extremely reliable. And then relying to always to the DAO or something like that. So this SysApplicationLog will show you if your data macro failed to communicate from example from stock table to stock in out. So how this data macro work? We put a small example here of data macro. What is the example? Like okay, I take another product, B2 chocolate. I said I received like 90 pieces. Okay, let me, okay, 90 pieces. The confirmation is 1, it's confirmed. The in out is 0 because it is received. Then I go to the second line, I come back to the stock table, and then I will refresh my table, stock table. As you see, the item ID 5 is a chocolate. Item ID 5 is a chocolate. So you see, in the stock automatically we received a new stock in 90. The stock out is 0, the stock it is 90 automatically, without any Visual Basic Code or any query involved in this calculation. Only the data macro is doing the job. Okay, the second example, we just take again the B2. Okay, then I make 10 removed, okay, sold out. Okay, I say 10 has been sold out, confirm, in out is 1. Okay, so I come back to the stock table. As you see, the stock table out has been filled with 10 and the initial stock become 80. Very simple and pragmatic. Then you can simply call this STK table inside a combo box or somewhere to simply print out all the stock inventory in one click without any filter. You can simply set sticker more than 0, so that means have stock, sticker 0, all those products without a stock, that means sticker 0. So also the last transaction here, it show you when the last transaction passed. So if example this 10 quantity is sold out, okay, they say cancel, the customer return the goods. Okay, how we do this? 80 must be 90, and then this sticker out must be 0. Let's try that. You see this line of 10, I come here and then I set conf is 2, then I update. I come to my stock table, you see that the sticker out has been set to 0, the initial stock returned to 90. So what is the code behind this stock table? The code is not behind the stock table, the code is behind the stock in out, because they manipulate this table, they insert and do the job with this table. The sticker just show the result, so the code must be behind the stock in out table. So if I click table, you see that those two part become a little bit darker because they have code behind. If it is lighter, that means there is no code behind. I have inserted code after insert. If I click this, you can see the code. You can run later with the sample database in our Facebook page. You can see what we do to calculate this stock information on the insert. Then also another code after update is this the same code. Okay, we simply copy and paste and modify a little bit to be able to write the stock, to check also if the name of the product is not inside stock table, then create in table, because if we manipulate a product which never been sold out, so the code also will come here and create the line for that item. So each item will only have one line in STK table. That is the way it works, because if you have like ID1 here, you have 2 lines of ID1, that is a big problem. You should not have that, because you cannot have one item 2 line. That is make problem in the stock quantity. Okay, so this is very simple process to calculate the stock. You can check the data macro to learn it. It is very simple to learn. Simply see the example we made behind this table, stock in out table. Okay, that was the part of the data macro. We also see the SysApplicationLog Table, which show you all the error happen during while transaction happen during table. SQL Server or Access Database Source Connection. Here we have a problem. Okay, now I have table here. Anybody can come to this table, like example the param. They simply open the param table. They will say, okay, 12 11, I will change to 1 without any authorization, without any admin authorization. That is a problem. That's why we don't design the table database like this, because if you design your table and then you make it link table to SQL Server or Access backend sitting on the network, you have problem, because the data is accessible to the user. So we don't do that. We don't like that at all. So how to manage? We build our application without any table, source data table here. Maybe if you see a table, it is just temp table to receive the data from SQL Server or from that Access backend file sitting on the network and lock it up. So we'll show you the code, how to communicate, how to do that in a deep level, because we build something for you to be able to connect to SQL Server, Access database sitting on the network somewhere in your office and lock it up, and without any table we'll be able to link to those table and retrieve data, save data. So for that, let's go to the global connection. So here we explain a little bit DSN-less connection. With the DSN-less connection, this is the code to connect to a SQL server on your local network. Okay, this is my local network connection. We can connect to DSN connection. We created a gthread-db like the database we have right now. The table, we group them and call them gthread-db on the SQL server. Let me show you. As you see, gthread-db, all those customers' name are here. So let's say here this is a DSN-less connection. That means you don't need any DSL to connect to your SQL server. Just simply put this line of code in your database and change the server IP address, the database name, the user name, and password. As you see, password. Okay, then you will be able to connect to your database. But there is a problem with a DSN-less connection. What is the problem? A big problem. Because the DSN-less connection, let's say that the DSN-less connection will not allow you to see the data like this one, like this form. You cannot set the form, contact form, like a data source is DSN connection or record source or something like that. So that is a big problem. The DSN-less connection will also not accept something like this one. I will show you quickly the code, just an example. In global mode, we said fill mode, okay, fill object. Like you want to fill the information from a table to a combo box or a list box or a form. So the DSN-less connection and SQL server will not allow you to fill the data source of a form with SQL server. You need to insert data from a SQL server with how to call record set. Okay, for that we also created a function for you to solve that problem. Okay, we created something called here GlobalRs. Okay, sorry. This GlobalRs is the replacement. So you just simply call this GlobalRs behind a button to fill any table in any form. You don't need to understand too much what is here, but it is doing the job very well. And then you can select even the source, like you can call this GlobalRs. Okay, GlobalRs, call me the data source from Access database sitting in the network and lock it up. So this GlobalRs will let you select database like a list DSN, and then we create that connection. So let's continue our explanation about this. GlobalCon, this one is not working with any SQL server for our side. So we tried this this connection string. It is not working. I don't know, or maybe the system Windows 10 or 64-byte. I don't know what is the problem, but for now it's not working in any of our machine. A global cons how to call DSN with ODBC driver 17. We have a database, as my SQL server database sitting on the cloud. We used ODBC drive. If you don't have the ODBC drive listed in your DSN list, you can go to this link and then you can find the ODBC driver, download it and install in your machine. You'll be able to see the ODBC 17 driver. So it's mostly used by many hosting company who are hosting SQL Server database. So DSN connection, this is the best because it is flexible. It is how to call very easy to use, and it's also very fast connection. That's why we like the DSN. So SQL Server, you need the DSN to be more reliable. The DSN-less connection also is working fine, but I tested few data type, a few data recorded in the SQL Server. Then I checked the time took by this connection, DSN-less connection and the DSN connection. You see that this one is more faster than this one. So that's why we don't use a lot these things. Just maybe in the password, or how to retrieve the password in the database, SQL Server database, which is in another database in SQL Server. The client data will be in another database. The login information will be inside another database. So that's why maybe we use this DSN-less connection to retrieve password and everything from the user table. So this is more what to call, we use more this connection. So here also is access DB path, so you can check your access database is sitting where on the network or on the disk, in your local disk or somewhere. Okay, you can change this database to what you want, and then you put the password of the database. Otherwise, the system will not be able to connect to your database because you didn't provide a password. So this syntax here is to connect to access database using SQL. Okay, like I will show you example later how to connect to set the data source of a combo box or list box or a table or a form with these things. Okay, how it works. So we will be showing you all that. Sorry. So this is public list DSN to just make our life easier. Okay, if you want to type a function, you want to select data source, you don't need to think too much. You will see all those names like the connection I explained to you. So current DB, SQL DSN connection, access network DB, or okay, you have 4 type of connection here. You can use them. Those are enumeration to make life easier while you're working with the function. If you need to make a choice, the choice will be human visible, not kind of code 1 2 3 4. Okay, so all those are enumeration just for that. We created this DSN select to make your life easier. Okay. Sorry. So let's start now to the next point. SQL Server Access Data Source Connection String. We have created those connection string for you to check. And then GlobalRs, we have explained what is the GlobalRs. It is a function to retrieve data from a SQL Server or Access database to your form or to your list box or combo box, anything you like. Okay, connection, form, combo box, list box, and etc. So let's check the test DB. Here is the test DB. If I click, let me show you first the access database locked in my network. This is the side menu tree. It is sitting in my network, SQL Server or cache. Then I will open this database. Then it is locked. I'm not able to get in. I need a password 1 2 3 4. Okay, so but now let's try this button from locked access DB. I want to fill this combo. See this combo box? It has no data. So I want to click this button here to fill this combo box from that locked access database. This is locked, but we will fill the combo box from that database without opening it with our manual password. So if I click, it will take a little bit time to turn up. You see that I retrieve all the contact information from that database located in the network. As you see, we don't need any table. The form below also show up all the information from that access locket database. So as you see, you can add even more. Okay, you can add more information. It depends on the function, what you choose in the function. If you say in the function edit allow addition or edit true or false, you'll be able to add anything you like. So if we try to put something, as you see, name, phone number, you see that the ID 7 already here. And then if we check our database, we put the password 1 2 3 4, and then okay, we check contact table. We see that just now we have created these things, and then it is possible to create data from this access database. So this is from locket access database. Okay, as you see, we type anything, it will be changing. If I type anything in front, you will see that it is simply manipulated with a refresh. Okay, and see that the name str has been also changed. Okay, now how it works. So if I click here also from SQL Server, okay, we check SQL Server. Let's check SQL Server. SQL Server, as you see, I have Joy, okay, this name Joy, okay, Joy, I put here Joy YouTube, okay, YouTube, okay, save. So if I type, I come to this database here, come to our database, you see that the data source is all now access database on the network. So if I click SQL Server, so we see that Joy YouTube, the data has been retrieved from SQL Server to this combo box without any difference, one simple click, and also the form show up everything here. As you see, you cannot add anything because maybe our data source say should not add. So let's see the code behind those two buttons just in 1 minute. The first button here, you see the code is not long. We declare a string, we select everything from contact table. Global DB example is a function to let you select the source of the database. So if we check our this one global mode, global DB, as you see, the global DB is a very simple, okay, very simple function. So just select, we just simply put this things bracket around the access database path and the file name to concatenate it with okay, example I explained to you, select everything from contact, okay, and global DB. So this is access. It will show what it will show here. What this guy is showing global con. It is showing this. You see, it's showing all this in MS Access. Select everything from contact table in MS Access, okay, access database, and then database name, you see here database, and then access database path, okay. So this is called from our function. This path is called automatically to here, so that will let us fill anything from that access file located in the network. Okay, since we provide the password, so everything is easy, very simple code. But if you don't know, of course it's complicated. So this technique is very important, make your life extremely easier and safer, because you will not put your link table anymore in your database. Me contact table F, that form record source is is access, because access accept this. Just simply give the SQL syntax with the path, with the path of the database. Access database is accepted by the form as is record source. See, it's checked record source. But if I see the other one here for the SQL, it doesn't accept. You see the form, we need to set the record set me contact table f.form record set. We call now the GlobalRs. So the GlobalRs save us now because we want to retrieve information from SQL Server. So that this technique SQL Server here will not work with if your data source is the SQL Server, because it will not allow the system to store anything to the access form record source like we do here. You see, we said record source, but if the data is from SQL Server, you can no longer use record source of the form. You use what? You use a record set. That's why we created the function GlobalRs for you. So you put the same thing in it, select everything from your SQL statement here. You can build a complicated SQL here, no problem at all. And then true, that means you cannot add anything. If you want to add something, just this mean read only is true, so you can just make it false. So you will be able to add anything to that form. So you see here the combo box, okay, raw source also is accepted, okay, from SQL Server. If the raw source if the system is built like this, okay, with global DB, you can set the raw source of LISTBOX and combo box. That is possible, but in the form we reject it. You need to set the record set while you are using SQL Server as data source. So this is the technique to show you can manipulate the sample file to see whatever you wanted to see. And then as you see, we change it true to false. That means we are not really read only. So you see that we are able to add information in this form. So we make this this technique are really comfortable to work with without worrying about problems that the client or someone will change data in the table or whatever. Everything is showing the screen. Okay, now, so what is the next lesson? Okay, the next lesson is we already see form combo box with SQL Server without the link table, MS Access locked up database without link table, contact form. Okay, we come back to the contact form in our database. The contact form here. Okay, if I said customer information, you see that the system will change the same table. We create a contact table. It is now used for supplier and customer. If I click the blue one, the title become blue because this is set to 1. If I click this one, it's set to 0. You remember we said the updim of the contact table, 0 is supplier, 1 is customer. It's the same thing happening here. So we simply set it. So we have a choose also because choose start from 0. So we say choose, that means updim plus 1 to be able to write supplier and customer. So and then the filter also is the same. If you see the code behind this form, this combo box here, okay, we can search also from SQL Server, from Access database. We show you the code quickly on the form after update. We come to the CONTACTF. Okay, we said combo box not in the list. Okay, not in the list. This is the way we search information on the combo box. If the combo box has no data on it at all, so we type the code inside the event, not in the list. So you see, if I said select everything, since it's the combo box, it's not a form, so I can do this kind of technique here. with the field object function is handling this very well. You can type any SQL here, any complicated SQL here, it will be this function will be handling it. You simply put your SQL here, data source also. So as I told you, you can change the data source from, this is SQL Server, I can change the data source from access to access. Simply remove this, you will see all those data source. Let me copy because I have timer running. If I remove this one, I put, sorry, the timer is running. This is so fast. Let's go to design view on this form, and then the login form also. We are in design view. So let's go back to the code. Okay, I remove this comma here. You see that we make your life easier. You can select the data source, SQL Access Database, current DB, the current database where your form reside, SQL DSN less connection, this is DSN connection. You can choose whatever. So if I choose access, the data will be retrieved from the access with this syntax. If I choose local database, is the same. If I choose SQL Server, is the same. So if I test now, I go to the test view. Since it is set to SQL Server, I said supplier. Okay. Subform. Okay, in design view. Sorry, we need to close it. Okay. We click. Let's say we don't have nothing here. Okay, I say A, type A. You see all those joy in the SQL Server. If I said YouTube here, I come to this SQL Server here. I change YouTube to Facebook. Okay, and update. So if I type my information here in the combo box, I type A again. Okay, you see Facebook. Okay, the combo has been filled from SQL Server. If I select this one here, Facebook, okay, so that means in our after update we choose access. That's why I say it didn't find that Facebook, so we put back SQL Server. Okay, like the search one. So you need to make same thing everywhere. Okay, if I say SQL Server also, please, if after update, bring information from SQL Server, not from access. As you see, we have all the information from SQL Server. You can change, make a change, and click save. So how you fill this one also is a technique, because the video already very long. We try to make it shorter. There are so many information to tell you about this. This form is an entire library for you to check within weeks to understand how it works perfectly. So the after update, as you see, we didn't specify any field name in the form, but it is filling. See, like the field there, there are 7 to 8 fields. Even the picture name, everything is filled with this code only, from here to here only. All those things are just the information to connect, and then this is to close the record set and reset the picture. So how it works, we name all the field with x1 at the beginning. Like example, I'll show you the table, contact table. Reference, I put x1 ref, x1 name Esther, x1 phone Esther. So since we have x1 at the left side of the form, the field name, so that field name exactly fill it with the information from the server. Record res is here, record set is here. The field name has been set. We said okay, start the field name 3 character after this x1. So x1 is x is the first, one is a second, so we start from the third one. That's why we are able to retrieve the field name in the table, because in our form all the field have this. No problem. So if you want to get the field name from the server, from the table or the server, we simply remove this x1 from the name form name. We will find the server table name. So that's why we get here with the meet function. So we said server field name dot value. So the me CTRR name, that means for each control we said CTRR as control, any text box, any control in this form. If the control has x1 on the name, that means it is a field we need to fill from the table. That's why we make a difference from the button, from other text box we have in the form, which are not linked to the table in the SQL Server. They will not have x1 on their name. So don't forget, you need to put x1 in anything behind the text box, okay? Text box name, so the function will fill. So if you see the save button, it's the same technique. The save button is here. If it is new, this is new edit button, okay? If we are in new, we get this field here. We have field called up edit. If it is new information, new data, so this field will be 0. If it is edit mode, it will be the ID of the contact, okay? How we do that? After update, you see the after update, so we set the up edit to the CB that value. So that means we are editing this ID number. The ID number will be stored in the up edit, okay? So if we click new, example, I'll show you the menu. If you click this plus here for new information, that field will be 0, okay? That's why we know when we are saving new or old one. If it's old one, we say edit. If it is new one, we say rs add. So we are calling the global rs again with access database, which is a mistake. Again, I make SQL Server. Also here SQL Server. Just simply change whatever you like, SQL Server or AACEESS. It's working fine. So you see save in SQL Server, okay? New, if it is new, save it. If edit, save also. So the same function you see is returning, but we make upside down. Now the rs on the left side, the me is on the right side. So that's why we have this short function to save and edit anything. So here is the authorization. Check if the user, make a mistake here, if the user is allowed to save data. So if the param code 1211 is true, is a false, then it will exit. True means show the message. Y is not allowed to connect to save the data. So you see here we fill again the combo box. We call it fill object. Select everything from contact where ID it is equal to rs value 0. Here also we put SQL Server. So if you put SQL Server in one place, you need to put SQL Server everywhere. If you put your data source is access, just please use only access name as a data source. Is very important. You will not be enter into error. This simply why you make this complicated like this, because many people some like access database, some like SQL Server. So this function will work fine if you have both, no problem. So this is the way we save, okay? So we also put a function here to change a picture of a person. Okay, you can change, like you can set a picture of if I check message C here, Xi Jinping has a picture. You can check the code behind this button here. It is very simple code and useful code. You can use it. It is the function behind. You can use it anywhere in your project application without any problem. Okay, now we check contact form. We understand how to auto save. without typing the name of the field. We fill all the field without any single name typed. The file dialog, we just said you can check the code behind the file dialog folder. Custom message. Okay, we have here like I logged inside a user, like as a user 3. I wanted to save. The system will check, decide this command is reserved to the higher level because this level code 1211 is level 3. So yeah, I don't have level 3, I'm not able to save it. So as you see, the message box is beautiful, but how to make this kind of message box? We see here sample of message box. Those 4 buttons have example behind. So we build also a entire model here custom message. Okay, this is to make your life easier. Okay, so you can use it well deleted. While you are programming, you need always need to show to customer well saved error. So it's the same message you are repeating. So that's why we make this quick MSG. You can call it anytime or quick message up occasion. Okay, input box prompt. Okay, message option. Okay, you can see the data has been saved. You can change whatever you like inside this code here with your database. So let's see the example quickly. Message box, as you see, this is the message box, simple message box with message box question. So it will ask you a question, please. You can select yes or no. Okay, if you don't select in 15 seconds, it will be closed up. If you want to increase the timer here, just click on this logo on the top of the counter, so you can increase by 10 seconds always, or you can cancel to close. Okay, your answer was no. Message box prompt, you can type here something. Okay, it said confirm. This is a prompt because you want something to prompt to let user type something to use it. So I said the text was okay. To show you message option that has been saved successfully, if you say this, let's go to design view to let the timer stop again. Okay, the timer stopped. We go to the code of that we go to the code behind this guy, and then we said we remove this, we put parentheses. As you see, error on deleting, error happen while deleting, error on importing data, error on saving, impossible to process, well done deleted, well saved. So anything you like. So if you say this and then you click on the button, you will see that the message is quickly and show you okay while processing your request with this red sign. And the red sign, that is the message box. As you see here, the message box here, if you want to put the red sign or green sign, that is well done icon. So like I remove this one, I put the parentheses. As you see, error icon show, well done icon show. You can select which one you like. Okay, it will show you that. Okay, so you say error message, error icon. So if you say message box, it will be this cross. Okay, if you say well done, it will be the blue one. So here is the end of the video. You can check YouTube to download the file, the exercise file, and you can also put your suggestion on our Facebook page. Thank you very much, and have a nice time. Oh, sorry. Let's stop.